Yes, but the accusation is this, Your Excellency, that you also were part of the conspiracy against.
I mean, against. Maybe this is what they're telling out. Go through the history, and I made it very, very clear. On the day I was called to go to Vegeta, I said we are through with election until the year 19. I said so. We are not going to do anything, and I was told by the government that I have to come on board. Told why the election were annulled, and I made a point there. I said, look, as far as I'm concerned. And I tried to draw a kind of parallel. I say, look, I'm just like a Bosnian Muslim woman raped by a Christian sub. The baby in my, which I brought forth, is true, it's a baby of rape, but then it's my own blood and flesh. I can't kill it. I said so. So there's no way. And those people say, I'm not being under Shalika. So you see, but it's those who are making so much noise now, who are not there on June 11, who are trying to recreate history for their own political advantage. If I become the president, number one, this idea of being made GC effort by anybody, I will not take it, because the biggest honor you can get is to be honored by your people, to say you are president. That's the biggest honor. So for a president who has been made that president by his own people to come say, we take GC effort, it doesn't make it, because it's all about ceremony and fanfare. I will not take it. And two, I will formally withdraw them from Abagana. I will withdraw it. And three, I would put a committee to go into the archives and look at the issue of June 12 and see what happened. And then it will be properly addressed with the due process, and then recommendation will be made accordingly. And then from there on, we'll do the right thing. But then it's beyond, trying to take political advantage on something which is very, very emotional.
Yeah, but some people have said, why didn't the PDP take advantage when the PDP had the opportunity?
No, but you see, taking advantage. You see, we don't take advantage of evil. You don't do that. You must be seen as a serious leader. Trying to take advantage of who? When you are the president, what do you want again? If you make a Nigerian president, what do I need? The biggest honor. Advantage over who? Over who? So you see, that's the thing. We must have a character as a nation. Two, a leadership. It also must have something called character, so that there are something we don't do, even though they can give them political advantage. But then the weight of our leadership and authority should be able to constrain us from doing the wrong thing.
We're running out of time, so I'm going to have to ask you these last two questions fairly quickly. The first has to do with restructuring, the battle for restructuring and true federalism. Where do you stand on that?
Let me be very, very honest with you. I'm going very, very honest. It is an issue beyond you and me. It's a national question. The zones must come together and say, what do you want for each other? What do you want in Southwest? What do you want in South-South? What do you want in the Southeast, Northwest, North Central? And then we create, the national aggregate and national consensus.
Didn't that happen in 2014 at the national conference?
2014?
Yes, the conference convened by the former president.
Who?
Dr. Jonathan.
Initially, he said he didn't believe in it. So you see, it is this issue of pursuing the ephemeral, for interest. Nothing there is sincere or genuine. You understand? I mean, initially, he said he didn't believe in that. When election was approaching, to appease those who are asking for this, conference, this, he said he'll do it. So it is the sincerity of people we lack as leaders.
But what would you like to see?
What I want, is to see a Nigeria where there is justice and fairness, and where people's needs are properly addressed under due process. So by the time we sit down, we know what we're giving each zone based on their needs, and they have the right to ask for it. But then you say, we should not be riding on it simply because it gives political advantage. It's very emotional. You don't tell people emotion. No one single person, no matter who he is, can say, I'll give you this to Nigeria. No, nobody. I heard other saying, in 6 months I'll do that. It's all, it is simply not fair, it's not correct. Let us have the courage and the honesty to do the right thing. And that's what the government is suffering, because the government told so many lies. That's why that's why they can't even function, because it is a creation of lies. So if I make a commitment based on my desire to be able to ride on people's emotion, by the time I get there, I'll be rebelling them. I believe that in whatever I say, I will stand by that. I believe in this issue of people have the right to make some demands based on it, and then let us see what are the issues that together we can come and say we'll do it this way. It should be something we should be, because the National Assembly must be involved. Also state assemblies. So it means all political parties should be able to, even APC, as bad as they are, put up a committee. As bad as people put up a committee under RFI. So it means it's beyond one person. And I'm being honest about it all. So I believe, because I believe in the right of all Nigerians. I believe in the rights. So,
final question.
Yep.
As a former Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'm sure you've continued to follow Nigeria's role on the international stage.
Yeah.
It's always been difficult for us, considering the power matrix internationally, especially with us talking about Africa as the centerpiece of our foreign policy. How are we doing in your view?
We're absent. We've become localized.
What do you mean?
We're ignored because we're absent, in West Africa, now that we're in AU, or even in the world, because our chemistry as a nation not being able to properly command the kind of respect we want outside.
Why do you think that is so?
I mean, for instance, if on the issue of this one country called Gambia,
yes,
we could not, assert authority over Gambia. That our whole president has to follow Liberian, President Esiago to go to Yajeme and beg him. So then Nigeria has lost an authority.
But that's not the way we heard the story.
No, listen.
The Liberian president went there because at that time she was the chairman of ECOWAS.
Granted, look, you see, when they say head of the family are family. There's also somebody who in the family who also shakes things in the family.
Yes, but our president gave an ultimatum that if he didn't leave the Nigerian troops were in Senegal waiting for him not to go.
Do you know our role in West Africa? On Liberia, on Sierra Leone. Do you know our role there? You see, Nigeria has become diminished because the events in your own country, in terms of your own cohesion and your own unity, also reflect your standing outside. You may talk tough, but then you are held back home. So Nigeria is absent internationally. In ECOWAS, we're absent because some other countries now, they are called the shots. That's what I know. Because I have some colleagues who are saying, Sule, what's happening in Nigeria? Because, you see, we're engrossed, by little we know, which is absolutely inept, totally incompetent, with no horizon, with no scope, with no understanding of the dynamics of international relations. You understand? And that's why you see, it's sad because the APC people celebrating mediocrity. Buhari was in US, and because he's in Blair House, today Nigeria was on the news, Buhari is in Blair House, the biggest thing to any African leader. While, OBJ and even me in that same house, he went to the Congress. Balewa was the first to be in Blair House, and he might do the American Congress. You understand? He went to London. They are saying, Buhari. You see, they celebrate because they have nothing to show. It's all about fanfare and psychology. But then Nigeria as a nation is a very, very serious nation. The nation of very, very proud people. But we don't need anything extra. Look, they asked me as a governor, John Obama, that Obama is coming to Africa. He don't come to Nigeria. What's your view? I said, who gives a damn about Obama? I said, look, we don't need Obama to come to Nigeria and stamp our authority as a nation and say yes. No, we don't. We should be seen as a key player, and there should be reciprocity in what we do in our foreign relationship. I mean, we don't want to be patronized by anybody. We don't be patronized. We're a nation which is very, very proud with the right people, with the resources. And we don't believe in anything so condescending by any other, superpower. But today in Nigeria, everything they say out, we celebrate because we have lost our image, our status, and our name.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for
speaking with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.